Today, September 10, 7:08 a.m. I gotta go record a TV. CBS News.
That's our opportunity to make a difference, not just in the NFL, but in society in general. We have that ability, we have that influence, and we have to do that. And every day, that's what we're going to strive to do.
A very good interview. New York Times sports columnist William Roden is here in Studio 57 in this morning's paper. He writes, Goodell and his lieutenants seem to have viewed Rice's violence through the prism of corporate protectors whose first responsibility is to protect the NFL. Bill, good morning. And I have this for both of you. Is there evidence out there, is there reason to believe that someone in the NFL saw the second tape?
I think there's probably not evidence, but there's certainly reason to believe that a league that prides itself on its security, that prides itself on its connection to Homeland Security, that has former FBI agents working for, former New York policemen. You can't have it both ways. Either with all the security, either it's incompetent or it's a cover-up. You can't have it. You can't have it. So I would give Roger Goodell the benefit of the doubt, and maybe he didn't see it, but I think that somebody in his circle, some lieutenants, saw it.
It's a good question. I mean, there is no evidence to suggest that Roger Goodell saw this tape. However, there are sports reporters in July who reported from their sources who described what was on this second videotape. Everybody knew the second videotape was out there. The question was, did anybody know what was the contents of this, and should that have influenced the decision? If that it was this graphic, should that have changed some of the decisions?
But you get the impression that if he'd seen that, he says, based on his reaction to the second tape, he would have made a difference.
He says that exactly.
But as you say, though, I mean, seriously, and again, this is a problem. The NFL has turned this into a legal problem, a business problem. This is a moral problem, and they never saw this through the lens of a moral problem. If this guy, I think he's got a daughter. If you look at that,
sort of got a wife.
Yeah, if you look at that through the prism of a father watching his daughter getting dragged out, or a brother watching his sister getting dragged out, or a son watching his mother get dragged out, your reaction is instantaneous. This guy is history. He's gone. He's not going to play in my league again. This is unacceptable. Ever, at the very least, because it's an emotional thing right there. They did not look at it like that. They looked at it as a protector of the corporate shields. How do we minimize this? That's why he got two. That's why he got 2 games. Let's give 2 games. Take an aspirin. Wake up in the morning, tell us how you feel, and then it's over. And it was only because people saw this. That's why we're here. Not because of some moral process of living, because we got busted.
I mean, what I learned is the NFL's been working on this problem of domestic violence and sexual assault for a while. But there are some other players who are on the field who have been charged with domestic violence.
And I'd like to see, I think next month is Domestic Violence Month. And I would love to see these groups, men and women, to basically target every single team, NFL team, that has people on that team, on that field, that's either on the field and has been convicted, or even not. I mean, I don't know if that's going to make a dent against the league that's printing money, but there has to be some type of consciousness among. We can't continue to be addicted to this game.
There's some more questions to ask, and we'll ask them later in this program.
We'll have a lot more ahead. Bill, thanks. Good to see you.
Yeah.
And we'll have more of our interview with Roger Goodell, and the commissioner describes a meeting with Ray Rice and his wife. That's ahead here on CBS this morning.
President Obama will lay out his plan to address the ISIS threat in a televised speech tonight. The president briefed members of Congress on Tuesday, saying he will not ask for their approval. Major Garrett is at the White House with new information on the president's speech and reaction from Capitol Hill. Major, good morning.
Good morning. Top advisors say the speech, which in its current draft form runs about 14 minutes, will announce the next phase of U.S. military offensive operations in Iraq now that a new unity government there has been formed. It is unclear whether the president will announce U.S. airstrikes inside Syria, something he's been contemplating for the better part of 2 weeks. In his Oval Office meeting with congressional leaders, the president said he had all the legal authority he needed to carry out his strategy to defeat ISIS. Some in Congress, including at least one prominent Democratic ally of this White House, aren't so sure. President Obama said he doesn't need Congress to approve his ISIS strategy, but does need the $500 million he's asked for and the legal authority to train Syrian rebels fighting ISIS in that war-torn country. The Senate Democratic leader is in no mood to vote on the new White House war plan.
I'm inclined to not rush into anything. I'm just going to wait and try to get the facts before I jump off into something that you read on the internet someplace.
The White House said there's no timetable to defeat ISIS, and the president will not tell the country how much it will cost.
I wouldn't expect something that's quite that detailed. But, you know, the president is very interested in communicating clearly with the American public about what our priorities are and what our plans include and what our plans don't include.
That troubles Virginia Democratic Senator and longtime White House ally, Tim Kaine.
I don't believe that the president has the authority to, quote, go on offense and wage an open-ended war on ISIL without congressional approval. How much of a sacrifice is it for a president to engage in a possibly contentious debate with Congress about whether military action is a good idea?
The Senate Republican leader agreed.
This is a matter of extreme importance to the country, to our national security. It would be to his advantage and all of our advantage for Congress to be, in effect, approving a plan for defeating ISIL.
After meeting with the president, House Speaker John Boehner said he would support targeted airstrikes by the United States military against ISIS leaders and sending more U.S. military advisors into Iraq. The Pentagon has recommended both to the president. Charlie?
Major thanks. CBS News will bring you the president's address tonight in a special report at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, here on CBS.
And this morning, Secretary of State John Kerry is making an unannounced trip to Iraq. He wants to build international support for the president's plan to fight ISIS. Margaret Brennan is traveling with Kerry in Baghdad, where he met with Iraqi leaders. Margaret, good morning.
Good morning from Baghdad. This is the first stop on a U.S. campaign to build a coalition to defeat ISIS. Kerry arrived here under extremely tight security to tell Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi that the U.S. will give more financial and military aid to his new government. ISIS has carved out a state within this country, and Abadi says he needs international support to expel them. A staggering number of suicide bombers are flowing into this country, all of them foreign. Nearly 150 military airstrikes by the U.S. have not stopped them because the fighters are flowing across the border from Syria. Sunni leaders in neighboring states like Jordan and Saudi Arabia have implored the U.S. to take stronger action. And now Kerry will ask those same countries to be at the forefront of this U.S.-led fight. Charlie?
Margaret, thanks. Dangerous thunderstorms threaten 40 million people in the Midwest today. There are already reports of tornadoes in Missouri. Heavy rain, too, in Omaha, Nebraska, turned stairs into waterfalls. Almost an inch of rain fell in just 10 minutes.
And reviews are mixed this morning for the new Apple Watch and iPhone 6. Some critics say Tuesday's unveiling in California didn't impress. Wall Street is sharing those doubts. Apple stock fell after the announcement. As John Blackstone reports, the event was still important for customers and the company.
To launch its latest products, Apple chose the same theater where Steve Jobs unveiled a revolutionary computer.
On this stage, 30 years ago, Steve introduced the Macintosh to the world.
For Tim Cook, who took over the company after Jobs' death, returning here seemed to be both a nod to the past and a look toward the future.
It is the next chapter in Apple's story, and here it is.
The Apple Watch is the first original Apple product not launched by Steve Jobs. Is today the beginning of the Tim Cook era at Apple?
That's exactly what I would describe it as.
How important was it for Tim Cook to come up with this now?
He needed, especially now, something to really give, I think, not only investors but the public this sense of, that Apple has a direction that it's going in and that it has a vision for an Apple beyond Steve Jobs.
That vision also includes replacing credit cards with iPhones through a new system called Apple Pay. Such mobile payment systems from other companies have been slow to catch on, but Apple says it has signed up major credit card, banks, and retailers. Cook ended the event by bringing out U2. And if assurance was needed that this is now Tim Cook's company, Bono delivered that too.
We're the blood in your machines. Oh, Zen Master, oh pardon software
same thing.
For CBS This Morning, John Blackstone, Cupertino, California.
Are you going to get that watch?
Absolutely. I mean, it is, you know, I was hoping it would be available earlier than it is. I think it's next year before it's available.
All right, more ahead on that. And at 7:19 ahead on CBS This Morning, desperation on a flooded freeway in Nevada. Cell phone video captures a dramatic rescue effort. But first, time to check your local weather.
Hey, good morning, North Texas. We have temperatures that are warm this morning, sitting in the upper 70s to the lower 80s across the Metroplex. 77 in Phoenix, 76 in Weatherford, 79 in Flower Mound, and 80 right now into Fort Worth. You can see 80 in Granbury to 77 in Kaufman. So we're dealing with a warm start to the day, and here's today's timeline. Lots of sunshine greeting you. 93 by noon, on our way up to 99, which is near record heat today. It's going to be a windy day. South winds holding on here 15 to 30.
The ATS is more than a validation of your achievements. It's a powerful reflection of your drive to succeed. So forget the gold watch. Grab the brass ring. You don't need anyone to tell you that success is yours, because you're busy seizing it, drafting it, tuning it, making it. The new 2015 Cadillac ATS.
Their agonizing wait has lasted more than 2 years.
I do not accept that he is missing. I live in a place where he is coming home.
The parents of an American kidnapped in Syria tell us why they are still hopeful.
The news is back in the morning here on CBS This Morning. Stay tuned for your local news.
This portion of CBS This Morning is sponsored by Macy's.
It's Macy's Customer Favorite Sale. Save 25 to 50% store-wide. Plus, get an extra 20% off with your Macy's Star Rewards card or WOW Savings Pass. Text TV to 62297 to get your WOW Pass sent directly to your phone. In the nation, the safest feature in your car is you. Add vanishing deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off for every year of safe driving. Which for you shouldn't be a problem. Just another way we put members first, because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Lowe's presents how to install a fence while riding a motorcycle.
Get 10% off all fencing and decking when installed through Lowe's.
Only two of us. How much dirt can we manufacture?
More than you think.
What's
that?
Swiftless sweeper.
I came in under the assumption that it was clean. I've been living in a fool's paradise.
Now, Centrum Silver has a new, easy-to-swallow coating. So the nutrients for your eyes, heart, and brain go down easier. For a limited time, get your $4 coupon at Centrum.com.
If sex is very painful due to menopause, why not do something about it? Ask about Osphena. For significant relief of painful intercourse due to menopause, Osphena is the only non-estrogen oral pill that treats certain physical changes of the vagina, actually improving tissue, which can relieve painful intercourse. Lubricants can't do that. Sex after menopause? It shouldn't have to hurt. Osphena is not for everyone and may increase your risk for uterine cancer, strokes, or blood clots, and should not be used in women with these conditions or any of the following: unusual vaginal bleeding, heart attacks, severe liver problems, pregnancy, or breast cancer, as it wasn't studied. So talk to your doctor regularly about continuing Osphena. Call your doctor right away if you have unusual vaginal bleeding, changes in vision or speech, sudden severe headache, leg or chest pain, or shortness of breath. Side effects may include hot flashes, increased sweating, muscle spasms, and vaginal discharge. See your doctor about the non-estrogen oral option, Osphena. Why wait?
With ingredients like roasted hazelnuts, skim milk, and cocoa, there's a whole lot of happy in every jar of Nutella. Spread the happy.
Rock a 3D White smile with Crest 3D White Luxe toothpaste. Only Crest 3D White has White Lock technology. It removes stains within the microfine lines of your teeth and locks out future stains. Crest 3D White Luxe toothpaste. Life opens up with a whiter smile.
When change is in the air, you see things in a whole new way. It's in this spirit that ING US is becoming a new kind of company. One that helps you think differently about what's ahead and what's possible when you get things organized. ING US is now Voya. Retirement.
What if there was a credit card where the reward was that new car smell and the freedom of the open road? A card that gave you that I'm 16 and just got my first car feeling. Presenting the Buy Power card from Capital One. Redeem earnings toward part or even all of a new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac with no limits. So every time you use it, you're not just shopping for goods. You're shopping for something great. Learn more at buypowercard.com. More real news. That's our promise to you. CBS This Morning.
Fridge furniture, you can afford your dreams.
Expecting company this holiday season? Don't miss Freed's incredible fall savings event. Save the sales tax on every item in Freed's enormous inventory. Purchase over $1,000 and save double the sales tax. Purchase over $2,000 and we'll deliver it for free. Save hundreds, even thousands in every department. Hurry, sale ends soon in Dallas, Arlington, and Plano.
Fridge furniture, you can afford your dreams.
This is a CBS 11 News Update, sponsored by Big Fish. Download the free app today.
Good morning to you. Traffic alert still remains through Allen out of McKinney. All lanes shut down southbound 75 at Highway 121. You will be diverted to the service road. This is due to police activity. You can take Highway 5 to the east as an alternate route, Hardin Boulevard or Waters Road to the west. Just go south on those roads to Stacy, and then you can connect back to 75. Here's a live look from the scene. As you can see, police still on the scene there. Also had an accident, 75 at Virginia Parkway. That has cleared out of the way and only slight delays remain. Westbound I-30 at St. Paul, also looking like a heavy ride this morning into downtown Dallas. And we have this accident, eastbound 635 at 35E. That is causing you some delays as well. Scott Padgett with our forecast.
Thanks so much, Whitney. As we take a look just before 7:27, live look outside from our Fort Worth Tower Cam shows a little bit of cloud cover out there, but a lot of clear sky greeting you, a lot of sunshine. Our temperatures right now across the Metroplex are sitting in the mid-70s in Mesquite to 78 in Allen and Plano to 80 in Little Elm and 78 north of Richland Hills. Good morning, Burleson. Mansfield, you're at 77 to 79 degrees. So we're dealing with temperatures across North Texas, the same story, in the upper 70s to the lower 80s. Today, temperatures will continue to climb their way up to near record heat. We make it to 93 by noon, on our way up to 99 degrees later on this afternoon with south winds at 15 to 30. We're back at 7:56 with another news update. I also want to talk about some traffic and weather. But before then, don't forget your latest weather, traffic, and news is always on at cbsdfw.com, where we are always on. Have a great day.
This has been a CBS 11 News Update, sponsored by Big Fish. Download the free app today.
More than just an assignment, it's a mission. To get more than the story, to get the truth. It takes sources, contacts, and legwork. Eyes and ears on the ground, and in the air. And a relentless focus on the facts that affect your life. Because North Texas is our newsroom. That's our commitment. It's coverage you can count on. CBS 11 News.
It's held over, the Lazy Boy Labor Day sale, where you'll find amazing savings throughout the store on a great-looking selection of recliners, chairs, sofas, and more. Plus special financing available. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Many men and women are suffering from symptoms that are putting their quality of life in jeopardy, such as feeling run down and tired, moody, difficulty sleeping, weight gain, and reduced desire for intimacy. These problems are even putting many relationships in danger.
You'll be happy to learn there's an exciting natural solution available. BioT. Your body reduces important hormone production each year as we age. Hormones regulate things such as muscle strength and energy, mood, libido, weight gain, and mental clarity.
BioT uses a natural way for men and women to correct these problems by safely and accurately balancing hormone levels using tiny cardio-activated hormone pellets placed under the skin.
It's amazing that something this small can make such a big difference in how you look and feel.
The path to looking and feeling better can start now.
Simply go to biotmedical.com to find a certified Biot medical provider near you. Biot Natural Solution for a healthier, happier you. It's the right choice.
It's held over, the Lazy Boy Labor Day sale, where you'll find amazing savings throughout the store on a great-looking selection of recliners, chairs, sofas, and more. Plus special financing available. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
It's going on right now at Patterson Kia of Arlington, where you'll find massive multiple choices of new and pre-owned vehicles. Patterson Kia of Arlington is the king of Kia.
CBS 11, your official cowboy station.
Before we go, I just want to say I'm actually not going to do the dare, and I'm going to tell you guys why. I really do believe in facing your fears and doing things that make you uncomfortable, but I actually can't do the dare because I'm pregnant.
That was good, Sarah Gilbert. That's a good surprise and celebration on the talk. You can see she shocked her co-host with big news. It will be the first child for Gilbert and her wife, Linda Perry. Sarah says she feels really good. Of course, many people wondering, how did she become pregnant? How does that work? I know she will tell us later. I know because they tell us all their business. But what a great surprise the way she did it. I love it.
I can tell you that makes me so happy. Congratulations, Sarah. What a great celebration. Yeah, good luck with everything. Look forward to seeing you in person.
Hey, that's a great story.
It is.
Welcome back to CBS This Morning. Coming up in this half hour, and about a couple caught in a flood. Pray for help. We'll show you the dramatic effort to save them from a raging river of mud.
And Britain braces for a possible breakup. Supporters of self-rule in Scotland have the momentum ahead. What's at stake if this 307-year-old union comes apart?
Good story.
Yeah, time to show you some of this morning's headlines. USA Today says doctors are frustrated by the respiratory illness that's hitting kids across the country because there's no procedure to test for it. Hundreds of children are hospitalized with enterovirus 68. 12 states report clusters of cases. It's difficult to confirm an outbreak because many hospitals cannot perform the test to identify this particular strain.
The New York Times says anger erupted last night in Ferguson, Missouri.
Make a change now before this grows into something worse.
The city council met 1 month to the day after 18-year-old Michael Brown was shot to death by police officer Darren Wilson. Residents called for an overhaul of Ferguson's police department and threatened to vote out elected leaders.
The Washington Post reports about a long-time Massachusetts congressman who lost in Tuesday's Democratic primary. John Tierney fell to political newcomer Seth Moulton. Tierney is the 4th member of Congress to lose a primary this year. Former Massachusetts Senator Scott Brown won the Republican Senate primary in New Hampshire. He'll face the Democratic incumbent, Jeanne Shaheen.
And Georgia's Augusta Chronicle says 90% of American kids are eating way too much salt. A CDC report shows their average daily intake of sodium is nearly 3,300 milligrams, and the recommended total is less than 2,300. High amounts of sodium puts kids at risk of heart disease in the future.
The search for an American kidnapped in Syria has taken on a new urgency this morning. 33-year-old Austin Tice vanished 2 years ago. He was working as a freelance journalist for the Washington Post and other news outlets, including CBS News. Clarissa Ward is a friend of Tice, and she sat down with his parents. They haven't spoken in public since reporters James Foley and Stephen Sotloff were murdered last month. Clarissa, good morning.
Good morning. It's really good to be here. Austin put his law degree at Georgetown University on hold because he was tired of reading that reports on Syria couldn't be verified because it was too difficult for journalists to work there. He went deep into some of the most dangerous parts of the country and delivered award-winning reporting.
I do not accept that he is missing. I live in a place where he is coming home.
How do you sustain that optimism?
I don't have to sustain it. It's the most beautiful, miraculous gift that God is giving me every single day. I do not have to keep hope alive. It encases me.
For Mark and Deborah Tice, the last 2 years have been agony, waiting for news of their eldest son, Austin, an Eagle Scout, captain in the Marine Corps, and fearless journalist.
We're hearing some automatic gunfire and stuff from the surrounding area.
Austin was taken outside Damascus in August 2012. This chilling video, released weeks after his capture, the only sign of him since.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
What was your reaction when you first saw it?
I don't even remember because I went into physical shock.
But nothing could have prepared the Tices for the horror of the executions of American journalists James Foley and Stephen Sotloff.
Mark came downstairs again with that look again and that white face, and I'm just begging him. What? What is it? What is it? What is it? I mean, it was just such a gut punch. Because we had such hope that would never happen to an American journalist.
Unlike Foley and Sotloff, Austin is not believed to be held by ISIS, and there has been no demand for money. But the Tices are conflicted about the U.S.'s strict policies on paying ransoms.
If an American citizen is held hostage overseas, you are discouraged and disparaged if you even consider paying a reward for a precious human child, because you don't know where that reward money is going to go.
Do you think that the Foley and the Sotloff family should have been allowed to pay a ransom?
You know, we're just the mom and dad. We just want our child back. And we want to do whatever it takes.
One small source of comfort for the family has been the massive outpouring of support.
We got an email from it's hard to talk. We got an email from a girl that worked at the same restaurant in Georgetown that Austin worked at. And she said, you know, I was walking home at night by myself, and Austin noticed that. And so he started walking me home every night. You know, it was just a small thing, but, you know, he cared.
Perhaps nobody knows that better than Austin's 6 younger siblings.
Has it been hard on Austin's brothers and sisters?
Oh, it's been hard.
Yeah.
I think all of them, to a certain extent, feel like their parents have been captive for 2 years as well. Because in the same way that we can't talk to Austin, our kids can't really have full access to us in the way that they did before this chunk of our heart was just walked away from us.
I mean, it will always be part of our lives. When Austin comes home, we'll all be changed. Certainly he'll be changed.
Does that make you nervous at all when you think about how he might be changed when he comes home?
One thing I feel sure of, when Austin comes home, we will walk that path.
When was the last time they heard anything?
Over the years, they've received assurances from various trusted sources in the region that Austin is alive and that his condition is reasonably good, all things considered. The last time they had such an assurance was in May.
Any information as to who might be holding him and where?
Well, a senior U.S. official has told CBS News that that they believe he's being held by the regime, but to be honest, it's a little bit murky. I don't think we know exactly.
By the Syrian regime. This is not
by the Syrian government. This is not ISIS, which, as you can imagine, is a real relief to them right now.
Of course, I mean, I can't imagine what it was like for them to see the deaths of Foley and Sotloff, and the hardest part in that piece was when they said, we're just a mom and dad who want our child back. Do we have any idea, of course, of why he's being held?
I think, you know, unfortunately in this conflict, journalists have become targets, and especially American journalists.
You worked over there. Do you worry? I can't imagine what your mom thinks. I worry when I see you on camera over there. Do you ever worry about being abducted?
You know, of course you do, but this is a calling. It's, you know, and all of us who do it, we feel very passionate about it. At the same time, you feel fear. You need to address the risks. You need to assess them and do whatever you can to mitigate them.
Such an incredible interview.
Thank you.
Yeah, and really hard for those parents who just feel that as any parent, you would do anything you could, even though it's controversial about paying a ransom if necessary, to get your child home.
It's your child.
It's your child.
Here's hoping. Thank you, Clarissa, very much. There's flash flooding in the southwest to tell you about. It's killed 2 people this week and led to dozens of water rescues Interstate 15 outside Las Vegas will be closed another 3 or 4 days for repairs. But this morning we are hearing a story of survival. Danielle Nottingham spoke to one couple who escaped the flooding after they were swept away.
There's a car coming, that guy just got swept up in the water.
This cell phone video captures the moment when Margie and Lauren Miller's minivan is swept off of Interstate 15.
We were just free falling.
It was like a waterfall, and we went down in that.
The couple opened their doors to try and escape. They were clinging to the van and each other. Then she slipped out of his hands.
Deep down I thought I may never see her again. It's like in a movie.
You just realize you're in big trouble, and it's surreal. You just fight to stay alive.
I was praying all the time, just Lord help me, give me a miracle, Lord Jesus, help me, help me.
Margie struggled to stay afloat in the muddy current. Lauren was still stranded on top of the van until a nearby construction crew came to his rescue.
And I had to jump across about a 10 or 12 foot rushing river. This thing is really wild now. And they got me a rope and they pulled me up all the way to the bank.
Both walked away uninjured.
What did you say to each other when you saw each other again?
We're just
so glad to see you alive, really. And we knew we lost our car and probably our stuff. You know,
that's some of the good stuff. You know? A lot of it is just
so we're alive and we're doing start again.
For CBS This Morning, Danielle Nottingham, Moaba, Nevada.
Absolutely incredible. So glad they got out. And they don't want voters to break apart the UK, why Britain's leaders are more worried than ever about a historic drive for independence. Charlie will give his opinion on this matter. That's next on CBS.
Or not.
CBS This Morning.
Type 2 diabetes affects millions of us, and for many, it's a struggle to keep your A1C down. So imagine, what if there was a new class of medicine that works differently to lower blood sugar? Imagine loving your numbers. Introducing Once Daily Invokana. It's the first of a new kind of prescription medicine that's used along with diet and exercise to lower blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes. Invokana is a once-daily pill that works around the clock to help lower A1C. Here's how. The kidneys allow sugar to be absorbed back into the body. Invokana reduces the amount of sugar allowed back in and sends some sugar out through the process of urination. And while it's not for weight loss, it may help you lose some weight. Invokana can cause important side effects, including dehydration, which may cause some people to have loss of body water and salt. This may also cause you to feel dizzy, faint, lightheaded, or weak, especially when you stand up. Other side effects may include kidney problems, genital yeast infections, urinary tract infections, changes in urination, high potassium in the blood, or increases in cholesterol. Do not take Invokana if you have severe kidney problems, or are on dialysis, or if allergic to Invokana or its ingredients. Symptoms of allergic reaction may include rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. If you experience any of these symptoms, stop taking Invokana and call your doctor right away, or go to the nearest hospital. Tell your doctor about any medical conditions, medications you are taking, and if you have kidney or liver problems. Using Invokana with the sulfonylurea or insulin may increase risk of low blood sugar. It's time. Lower your blood sugar with Invokana. Imagine loving your numbers. Ask your doctor about Invokana.
A true companion is someone who tells you things, is affectionate, and always has your back. Our pets take care of us in so many ways. That's why at Petco, we're so selective about what we feed them. Like Natural Balance, Ultra Whole Body Health, a gluten-free formula that supports everything from brain health to digestion. Because true companions always look out for each other. Petco, the power of together.
Lowe's presents How to Install a Fence While Riding a Motorcycle.
Get 10% off all fencing and decking when installed through Lowe's.
primetime stars Billy Gardell, Mark Harmon, and LL Cool J talk primetime classics with NFL superstars. Under the Lights, tonight on CBS. Football starts here with a bitter rivalry between the Steelers and the Ravens. Thursday Night Football is off tomorrow on CBS and NFL Network.
They're champion high divers, total thrill seekers, racing daredevils. Your kids are fearless. Help them bring that confidence into the classroom with the Kumon Math and Reading Program. At Kumon, children become independent problem solvers, developing self-learning skills that make them fearless in school and beyond. Now's the time. Find your Kumon Center.
Ready? Go on, Abe. Cunora. Politicians in Britain this morning are very worried about a possible divorce. And it's not in the royal family. Scotland votes next week on whether to separate from England, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So Prime Minister David Cameron is fighting to keep them all together. Mark Phillips is in London outside the Houses of Parliament. Mark, good morning.
Good morning. Well, this is normally the epicenter of British politics. Normally, especially on a Wednesday, the party leaders here would be tearing strips out of each other in the House of Commons. Not today. Today they've all gone up to Scotland to deliver a kind of collective political love bomb to try to keep the United Kingdom united. It's become that serious. When you think of Scotland, what do you think of? The pipes, the kilts, strange Highland sports, maybe the drink. Think again.
Government educates people? Read the Communist Party's case for the no vote.
Scotland is in the middle of a referendum campaign on whether it should break away from the rest of the United Kingdom and become an independent country. And the polls have tightened to the point where the vote is now too close to call, which is why Britain's political leaders like David Cameron have headed north.
We care passionately about this family of nations, and we would really be desperately sad to see it torn apart.
Cameron's problem is that as a posh southern Tory, he's seen in Scotland as the personification of everything that's wrong with England and the UK. Pro-independence leader Alex Salmond calls today's campaigning a gift.
If I thought they were coming by bus, I would send them bus fare. This is a fantastic boost for the Yes campaign.
It's so close now that the Queen, who is in Scotland and is supposed to be above politics, is said to be very concerned that a country that has been together for 300 years may be breaking apart on her watch. The palace has had to issue a statement saying she will not enter the debate. Others have, including President Obama, speaking last June.
We obviously have a deep interest in making sure that one of the closest allies that we will ever have remains a strong, robust, united and effective partner.
And that is now in serious doubt. The vote is next Thursday in Gale. It's too close to call.
But I know, Mark, you were on top of it. Every time he does a story, I thought, what's he going to say?
Really well
Thank
done.
you, Mark. Ahead, Eye on Money. Joe Schlesinger is in our Toyota Green Room with the 3 most important things you can do to put your financial affairs in order. But first, it's 7:48. Time to check your local weather.
Hey, good morning, North Texas. We have temperatures that are warm this morning, sitting in the upper 70s to the lower 80s across the Metroplex. 77 in Heath to 76 in Weatherford, 79 in Flower Mound, and 80 right now in Fort Worth. You can see 80 in Granbury to 77 in Kaufman. So we're dealing with a warm start to the day, and here's today's timeline. Lots of sunshine greeting you, 93 by noon, on our way up to 99, which is near record heat today. It's going to be a windy day. South winds holding on near 15 to 30.
This portion of CBS This Morning is sponsored by CVS Health, because health is everything.
I wish. Please, 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 please.
The wish we wish above all is health. So we quit selling cigarettes in our CVS pharmacies, expanded Minute Clinic for walk-in medical care, and created programs that encourage people to take their medications regularly. Introducing CVS Health. A new purpose, a new promise to help all those wishes come true. CVS Health. Because health is everything.
The only way out is up. Peanuts do not happen. It's a new world. The future is gold. Chateau. Dior.
And Macy's.
Wherever morning takes you, take along Nature Valley Soft Baked Oatmeal Squares. Oatmeal, cinnamon, softly baked. Nature Valley Soft Baked Oatmeal Squares.
Word is getting out. Purina Dog Chow Light and Healthy is a deliciously tender and crunchy kibble blend with 20% fewer calories than Purina Dog Chow. Isn't it time you discovered the lighter side of Dog Chow? Purina Dog Chow Light and Healthy.
Discover Brookside and discover an exciting combination of taste. Rich dark chocolate covering soft centers, flavored with exotic fruit juices. It's chocolate and fruit flavors like you've never experienced before. Discover Brookside.
You change your style. Why not your eye color? New Air Optics Colors prescription contact lenses enhance your eye color for a naturally beautiful look with consistent comfort. Find your perfect color and get a free trial offer at airopticscolors.com.
Frustrated with your overactive bladder medicine not working? Can't handle the side effects? Botox treats symptoms of leaking, going too often, and the strong sudden need to go. Ask your urologist if Botox can help calm your bladder and reduce your daily leakage episodes. The effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, loss of bladder control, or muscle weakness can be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Don't take Botox if you can't empty your bladder or can't or won't self-catheterize if needed, or have a urinary tract infection or UTI. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, fatigue, UTI, painful urination, and difficulty emptying your bladder. Tell your doctor about your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and all medicines, especially botulinum toxins, antiplatelets, and blood thinners, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. Ask if Botox can help calm your bladder. Visit BotoxOAB.com to find a Botox urology specialist.
Only at Party City. Mix it, match it, make it your own. Create a one-of-a-kind Marvel look. Endless options, millions of costumes from $9.99. Who you gonna be? Party City and PartyCity.com. Nobody has more Halloween for less. Now celebrating Marvel Superhero September.
In the nation, it's not always pretty. But add brand new belongings from Nationwide Insurance, and we'll replace destroyed or stolen items with brand new versions. We take care of the heat, so you don't get burned. Just another way we put members first, because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
You can eat that on Weight Watchers? Looks amazing. Looks like my next dinner party. That's only 4 points.
With Weight Watchers, you can enjoy the food you really want. Dine out on favorites, or cook up something new.
I can do this every day.
Join for free and start losing weight now. Learn how to eat healthier while enjoying the foods you love. Get inspired at meetings, online, or both. Hurry, and if you join by September 13th, you'll get a free starter kit.
Weight Watchers, because it works.
14 years to the day, we got our first Prius. Sometimes the most daring ideas are the ones you can count on the most. The Prius. Toyota, let's go places.
Get ready. Fancy Feast broths. They're irresistible, completely unbelievable, totally delectable. Real silky smooth or creamy broth. Everything she's been waiting for. Carefully crafted with real seafood, real veggies, and never any byproducts or fillers. Wow, being a cat just got more enjoyable. Fancy Feast broth. Wow, served daily. And this is our Chex commercial.
commercial. There's lots of favorite. Chocolate, honey nut, and cinnamon. There's no artificial colors or flavors. That's good. And it's gluten-free. Chex, full of what you love, free of what you don't. You asked for gluten-free oatmeal. Now it's here. New Chex oatmeal. In the hot cereal aisle, new gluten-free Chex oatmeal.
Tonight, Diggs all new with Dr. Phil. Plus, from Scorpion, Catherine McPhee. Tomorrow, catch Jason Bateman. And Friday, don't miss Mindy Kaling.
You did that. Okay, who's next? Wait, decaf vanilla mochaccino.
Yeah.
And you're an iced skinny hazelnut macchiato.
If it seems like Scott Paget always knows what's coming, wait till you see his weather forecast. CBS 11 News this morning from 4:30 to 7.
At Taco Bueno, we make our food with fresh ingredients, like our new $3.99 party combo. In a kitchen, by cooks, cook. It's great tasting Tex-Mex made fresh. Get a great deal with our $3.99 party combo. 2 party tacos, a party burrito, party nachos, and a small drink.
This is a CBS 11 News update, sponsored by Big Fish. Download the free app today.
Good morning to you. What are you doing in the CBS 11 Traffic Center, where right now our biggest traffic alert has cleared southbound 75 at Highway 121, so all those lanes have reopened. As you take a look, 35E at Crosby had a report of an accident southbound. That has cleared, but as you can see, still some slight delays in the area. Eastbound 635 at 35E, also working to get that crash cleared out of the way. That's causing you some slowdowns. Here's a look at our hot spots and some of our drive times. As you can see, it's going to be a slow one out there through downtown Dallas, LBJ, and out there at the Mixmaster in Fort Worth. Here's a live look northbound 35E at Daniel-Dale. Sold out car. Doesn't look like it's going to be affecting your commute. Scott.
Thanks so much, Whitney. Just before 7:57 this morning, live look outside right now from our Dallas newsroom camera, looking at downtown Dallas. Lots of sunshine greeting you so far this morning. Your current temperatures across the Metroplex, well, they are warm, and our winds are out of the south near about 15 miles per hour, holding on, keeping us warm this morning. We're at 80 in Denton, Dallas, and Fort Worth, to 78 in McKinney, and you can see 79 in Flower Mound to 78 in Garland. Today's timeline shows temperatures climb their way to 87 degrees right around 10, to 93 by noon, to 99 is the high today. Some clouds increasing late this afternoon, with south winds holding on near 15 to 30 miles per hour. The extended forecast shows rain on the way and a cool down. We'll have that front approach tonight in the upper 70s for a high by Friday, Saturday and Sunday morning in the 60s. Don't forget, we're always on at CBSCFW.com.
This has been a CBS 11 News update, sponsored by Big Fish. Download the free app today.
Don't miss Freed's incredible fall savings event. Save up to double the sales tax, plus get free delivery. But hurry, sailing soon in Dallas, Arlington, and Plano.
Freed's Furniture, you can afford your dreams.
Closed captioning of CBS 11 News is sponsored by Brakes Plus. Brakes, maintenance, repairs, we do it all. Visit BrakesPlus.com for locations and money-saving coupons.
Thank you.
And?
We're staying one more day.
Unbelievable. How'd you do it?
I may have told them Nana Rosie died.
Dana, I better update my status.
Make the vacation you long for even longer with deals at visitflorida.com.
Phil Dickus here with Southwest Kia, and the 2015 models are now in stock. At Southwest Kia, you can lease a brand new 2015 Optima, 36 payments of only $179 per month. That's right, 36 lease payments of only $179 per month. And Southwest Kia has over 800 new Kias to choose. When you shop at SouthwestKia.com, you're going to work with a non-commissioned salesperson to make the sales process. You're going to first year. It's included. Shop SouthwestKia.com, and remember, if I can't beat a new car Kia in Texas, I'm just going to give it to you.
Mine's in mode, and an early morning mode, and a partly sunny mode, and an outside to clear inside mode.
New Transition Signature Adaptive Lenses are more responsive than ever. So why settle for a lens with just one mode? Experience life well lit. Upgrade your lenses to New Transition Signature. Visit your local VisionWorks today to ask about our new Transition Signature lenses with Chromium 7 technology and start living a life well lit.
Don't miss Freed's incredible fall savings event. Save up to double the sales tax, plus get free delivery. But hurry, sailing soon in Dallas, Arlington, and Plano.
Freed's Furniture, you can afford your dreams.
Upgrade your weather app to CBS DFW Weather. Available now for iPhone.
It is Wednesday, September 10, 2014. Welcome back to CBS This Morning. More real news ahead, including more from NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. And Ricky Kleeman looks at the bigger issue of domestic violence. But first, here's a look at today's eye-opener at 8.
You know, there are people saying they just don't buy that no one in the NFL has seen this tape.
Well, that's a fact.
I would give Roger Goodell the benefit of the doubt, but I think that somebody in his circle, some lieutenants, saw it.
In his Oval Office meeting with congressional leaders, the president said he had all the legal authority he needed to carry out his strategy to defeat ISIS.
Harry arrived here to tell the Iraqi Prime Minister that the U.S. will give more financial and military aid.
It is the next chapter in Apple's story.
Are you going to get that live?
Absolutely.
Deep down, I thought I may never see her again. You just realize you're in big trouble, and it's surreal. You just fight to stay alive.
I live in a place where he is coming home.
How do you sustain that optimism?
I don't have to sustain it. It's the most beautiful gift that God is giving me.
This is normally the epicenter of British politics. Not today. Today they've all gone up to Scotland to deliver a kind of collective political love bomb to try to keep the United Kingdom united.
The new iPhone 6 has a new, more advanced Siri. You can ask her where the nearest bar is, and she will actually meet you there.
I'm Charlie Rose with Gail King and Nora O'Donnell. The NFL is playing defense this morning against growing public outrage. League Commissioner Roger Goodell insists no one in the league saw the video showing Ray Rice punching his future wife until it was posted online this week. The former Baltimore Ravens running back was suspended indefinitely on Monday.
Rice's wife, Janae, posted an emotional statement Tuesday, lashing out at the media and the NFL. We asked Commissioner Goodell about that in his first interview since the violent video was posted online. Janae spoke out on Instagram, and she said, to take something away from the man I love just to gain ratings is horrific. You effectively ended Ray Rice's career. How does that make you feel?
It's never easy to take difficult positions, but people expect that from us. The victim is never at fault here. That's not the issue. The issue here is Ray was a player in the NFL, and he cannot engage in that kind of behavior.
When you first took the action in terms of the 2-game suspension, did you speak with Ray and Janae?
I spoke to them before that. I met with them probably a month before the decision.
And what did you learn from that meeting?
He indicated what he and Janae were doing as a couple to try to address their issues. It's a very difficult issue for families. What I'm learning about this whole issue with domestic violence is that it's very complicated, very difficult on families. There are victims, there are family members that are impacted by this, and we have to have the resources necessary to try to help them. And what we wanted to do is make sure they understood you have resources, and we still do that. We've been in touch with the family to make sure they have resources in the last 24 hours.
And the release of this video is putting a spotlight on the handling of domestic violence cases. CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman is with us now. She has prosecuted cases of sexual and physical assault and joins us at the table. Joan Didion has a great line in one of her books that says, we tell ourselves stories in order to live. And I wonder in some ways if that is what Janae is doing. We know that the prosecutors saw that tape.
Yes, so, they did.
So the fact that they saw that tape, the big question is, how is he not in jail and only got probation?
Well, in certain ways, it's hard to believe. He was actually treated potentially more harshly by the prosecutors. Most of these cases
come into a prosecutor's office, they come in as simple assault, they get pretrial intervention or an equivalent. His went to a grand jury. He was indicted for aggravated assault. But what he did, according to the rules, was apply to be in pretrial intervention. His then fiancée became his wife. So by May 20th, when his application was approved for pretrial intervention, it was the usual course of events.
But there's a lot of outrage at the NFL commissioner. What about the prosecutor?
Well, I think there is outrage at the prosecutor. In fact, there are lawmakers in New Jersey now who are going forward who say they want to make it mandatory that anyone accused of domestic violence cannot be put in pretrial intervention. I say that that would be really a difficult idea to have it go forward and even to enforce. What are you doing when you're trying to protect a victim and the victim says, this has never happened before, and please don't ruin my life?
But the problem with that tape, though, at one point he even sort of kicks her legs. He just drops her like a sack of potatoes. There's nothing like an, oh my God, what have I done to you? Do you think that prosecutors were overly reliant on her saying, look, it's okay, it got out of hand? At one point she even apologized for her role in that.
Which, by the way, is often the case of a victim of domestic violence. That a victim of domestic violence takes responsibility, feels shame, and says, it's my fault. But the prosecutor here, who is being criticized, can simply say, if you look at the records in our courthouse, and by the way, same thing across the United States, we handled him the way we would handle anyone else. Now, does that mean it's right? Not necessarily so. Should we look at domestic violence 20 years later like we did in O.J. Simpson and say, maybe we need to do something about this? The answer, of course, is yes.
And Ricky, just quickly, because the commissioner told me that they could not get their hands on the second videotape because it was in the hands of law enforcement, and that they couldn't get it from the casino because that would be illegal. Is that true?
Well, they cannot get it from law enforcement once it becomes evidence in a grand jury. In terms of getting it from the casino, well, we don't really know if they could or couldn't, because the casino may have said they would. Goodell said he didn't go for it.
And the casino's out of business as of now.
Well, I hadn't thought of it that way.
Thank you, Ricky. And President Obama is preparing to speak to the nation tonight about his plans to handle ISIS. The president met with congressional leaders yesterday. Major Garrett is at the White House and reports the president will spell out the next phase of military action in Iraq. It's not clear if he will announce any plans for U.S. airstrikes in Syria. CBS News coverage of the president's address begins at 9 p.m., 8 Central, here on CBS.
This morning, Apple is betting its next big device will wind up on your wrist. The company held its much anticipated launch event Tuesday. It unveiled the Apple Watch, the iPhone 6, and a new way to use your phone as a wallet. Scott Stein is a senior editor at our partner CNET. He just got off a red-eye flight after attending the launch in Silicon Valley. Scott, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. It's been a long couple of days.
So tell us, I guess the star of the show was the watch?
It was. You know, I think it was the first time the iPhone was a guest at its own party. You know, you saw the watch basically steal the show. It was the one we didn't know much about. And they're really in the wearable business. And this won't be coming out until early 2015. Starting price $349, but they had a ton of them there in demo mode. There are 3 different types of metals. There's 6 different bands, men's and women's sizes.
But why not make them available for the Christmas holiday season?
I think it's because they're waiting about, I think it's infrastructure and apps and how it works. It's clearly, they were showing enough of them that it seems like it's ready to go in terms of the build. But you get to the point where what's the point of smartwatches? Can they do things, and can they do them well? So there's this whole push now to take app developers and give them enough time to work with this over months, not surprise them. I think it's smart because we still have to convince people that we have to buy these things and use them.
How could the iPhone not be the star? Everybody's lining up to get that iPhone 6. Were you not knocked out by it?
I think it's really good. I think it's the product that people actually want to buy. They're uncertain whether they want to get a watch, but the phone is the thing. But I think it's at the point now, certainly larger screen is great. You know, you're looking at Apple Pay, which is the really interesting story there. And then you also got, you know, and then you got slightly better processor and all that stuff. New design. But I think that you're at the point where it's a bit like laptops, you know, and you've seen so many phones that do this stuff, that it's about Apple catching up to that, and you have a little more storage. I think people are going to want it, but it's an evolution.
All right. right, Scott Stein. You look good, just coming off of a red eye and coming right
Oh,
here.
thanks. Not an hour, okay.
Thank you very much. Yeah, on CBS this morning, a who's who in fashion and music too, on stage in Brooklyn last night. We'll show you the standout performances for the return of Fashion Rocks. But first, it's 8:09. Time to check your local weather.
Hey, good morning, North Texas. This morning we have temperatures pretty warm in the upper 70s to the lower 80s. So you're waking up, getting on out of the door. It's going to be a hot day ahead. Take a look across the Metroplex. It is 79 in Flower Mound to 79 in Addison, 76 in Lancaster to 77 in Heath. Today temperatures climb their way on up to 87 degrees by 10, by noon 93. Your high today 99 degrees with south on at 15 to 30. One more warm day before nice time.
Flash drive. Oh, really? Yep.